Hey everyone, Hans Green here. Hope everyone's doing well. Today, wanted to talk a bit about, I suppose, villainous people and their weaknesses. I think we all want to know that one, right? Something juicy. And even this very video itself may prove to be a powerful tool. So how do you deal with villainous people? Now, granted, we have a good lexicon out there now, thanks to Mr. Kerner, credit where it's due. To call out the anti-whites. It's absolutely brilliant. I want to present something a little bit aside to that. It's mm, it's how you deal with people who may be villains actually, but do not outright present themselves as anti-whites even. You know, people that should be friends, but no, they're just present for self-interest still, at the cost of others. So where do we begin with that? First and foremost, villainous people, from my understanding, only interested in one thing: self-interest. Usually not the sort that sacrifice themselves for the betterment of humanity or for anyone else. Maybe they will jump in the fire for those they share an existential bond with, so basically family. But other than that, they usually only seem to band together with, other villainous people, because they help each other get ahead at the cost of others. Maybe they just lack creativity, maybe they're just short-sighted. Both. Could be maybe just straight up greed and laziness, apathy towards whether they do well or good to the world. But that's all in the middle. May go after people that they think are vulnerable, and them being cowards. They will, If if you are dealing with villainous cowards, then prey on other people to just feel good about themselves in the moment, to run away from who they themselves are. But coming to the weaknesses of villainous people, I think I kind of named a few already, for those who have a bit of insight. However, I see villainous people like hyenas. And it's actually a very good comparison in my opinion, because there is little nobility about them. Yeah, the actual animal, I'm not sure if you have watched a genuine documentary of hyenas. They don't play fair. Let's put it like that. But yeah, the comparison of hyenas. They giggle, they cackle among one another, stupidly, and they like to bite. They like to gang up on single other animals. So human hyenas. They will they enjoy ganging up on single individuals. There's a lesson there too. The thing that I find, and they will see it as a strength, right? They will see it as a strength. Why? Well, there's more of us. We can take you. There is. We're just having such a good time tormenting. Etc. etc. Whatever it is. And then the hyena will run off with its meat or whatever it wanted, right? No matter what kind of damage was left behind as a consequence. And I think to myself, what if you actually manage to make the pack of hyenas realize, or the herd of hyenas, depends a bit actually, as far as people go, be it a pack or a herd of hyenas, reminding them that they are surrounded by hyenas could be very interesting, could be a lot of fun. What do you think? If you remind a villain that he's surrounded by other villains, if you remind someone with a with a broken moral compass to basically look at look at those left and right of them that are ganging together up with you, that you are able to say, well, you can, you may try to hurt, you may try to get off at the cost of others. However, at the end of the day, you're still going to be surrounded by those who are only there for self-interest. It cannot last. Because sooner or later, one of these other hyenas here, maybe even a few, doesn't need to be just one of them, will think to him or herself, what can I get out of the guy next to me? Can I gather a few here and gaggle, create a gaggle and and giggle away and bite at the other hyena next to me when it's suiting? Now that actually may be pretty interesting moral lesson for children too. May actually prevent some children to go down a very bad path, and actually to recognize when they are committing to villainous behavior. I mean, as a child, you still have to develop your morality, right? And sure, there is inherent qualities, inherent virtues. I strongly believe in that, but you have to out them. You have to develop them. You have to strengthen them, or you can let them wither away. That's the reality of That's the reality of things. I can tell you from anecdote that I've seen it work. Not instantly. It's not like actually you make them pause in the moment for a second, but really try to avoid being surrounded by such by anyone with a low moral compass or a broken moral compass, because they may still even when you call them out on it, I guarantee you it will have some effect if they're at least somewhat intelligent, if they have a capacity for thinking. But other than that, in the long run, a lot of them will fall out with one another. Seen it happen. Um, hmm. Yeah, I was never part of any of such situations, but I've seen gangs of yeah low people with low moral compass try to make others miserable, and then when confronted by the idea that these people I'm ganging up with, they could actually gang up on me, and all of these people usually, even without necessarily intervention from police forces or what have you, they end up falling out, they end up ending up lonely in life. Except those who still have family that for some reason wants to be around them. The existential bond is a thing, can't get away from that. And, good on them, I guess. But you're not actually setting your offspring up very well either. Because those villains, their children are always going to be the children of villains. Even if the children themselves are stand-up people. Hopefully so. If the children end up being stand-up people, they are going to look at their own parents and be like, wow, I can't believe you did that to others, or whatever it's going to be. Or they train their children to be just as villainous. There is that as well. That's also a possibility. But if so, then that reputation of that family will spread eventually in a healthy society, with all the consequences that will follow from that, right? think that's a severe weakness for anyone with a, yeah, without a sense of morality and decency. So, think that was helpful? I think so. That's why I wanted to share it. It could prove useful in your life too. There is something called the event horizon that people in the white positive sphere are talking about, or the white well-being sphere, whatever you prefer to call it. The event horizon. And I think there is something interesting about that. That if you can make villains see that they're surrounded by other villains, they will eventually fall apart for all manner of reasons. Because it's cultish behavior, I suppose, for anti-whites that keeps them truly together. Their common despise for, that certain people out there. I mean, just listen to them. They'll let you know very easily who they dislike. And, what can they truly do? All those people who are now looting stores, which doesn't happen, or who are putting up fires in the streets, which does not happen. It's all just fantasy. Just ask YouTube and CNN. What if someone can give pause to them for long enough to realize that, oh, yeah, how long before they are going to be in my house? How long before the guy that is for two guys who are both robbing a store to look at one another and realize, oh, damn. Are they going to look at one another and think that they are going to be the next victim of the guy on their side? I think that is rather comical. Yeah. They are numerous, but truly, what does that matter if they lose their cohesion? Which will happen. But yeah, maybe, as some people say, it's perhaps a bit too soon. Because good people still need to find out, who to befriend yet. Who to stay with. Who to look up to, and those who they want to keep out of their lives. So if most of us, or if most people in general, can just make work of that to begin with, and don't band under ideology or organized religion or whatever, band together with people who share your moralities, your actual virtues, not the nonsense, not the stuff you've been told to follow, but the stuff you really feel, and the stuff you really live for. And you can disagree for 10%. You should always make space for 10% of a disagreement. Fair? I think so. Anything else, it will all fall in place, or stands up in place. Maybe that's a better way of looking at it. Yeah, maybe, I hope that that was a bit helpful to you guys. I hope that some people in their personal lives who might actually be dealing with low morality people can sow that kind of distrust among them, among those villains. And in the meantime, yeah, build up your own true friendships on strong virtues, on doing right, standing by the right people. It may take a while, and it will be tough in the beginning, but it's absolutely worth it. And there are many good people out who are coming out of the woods, coming out of the concrete jungle, wherever it's gonna be, who are presenting themselves. You can actually pick at this point many thousands, many hundreds of thousands. Or create something on your own. It's not always about joining someone else. And with that said, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it one. You all have a good one, guys. Think about it. Be a bit brave, and that's all it takes. Bye bye.